The results are in for Amazon Prime Day. We will reveal who the winners were, including the number one product and where you can get the best retail deals now with shopping and lifestyle expert Amy E. Goodman. It is Tuesday, October 20th. Let's talk money with our friends. Welcome to the Money with Friends podcast. I am certified financial planner Bobbi Rebell, host of the Financial Grownup podcast, coming to you from my very grown-up kitchen in New York City.
And I'm Amy E. Goodman, coming to you from my kitchen island in Washington, D.C.
Here on Money with Friends, we talk about the latest personal finance headlines, add in the insights and wisdom of our fantastic cast of thought leaders like Amy Goodman. We mix in questions and comments from our money friends, and then we leave you with a takeaway to make it your own. Amy, welcome.
Oh, I'm so excited to spend some time with you in this capacity. So fun.
So fun. And also, well, by the way, we have a ton of mutual friends and we are so happy to have you because you come bearing chocolate. We're going to be doing a big Halloween chocolate giveaway thanks to Hershey's. So thank you, Hershey's, for that. We love all people that come bearing chocolate. Get thumbs up from us here at Money with Friends.
I'd like to think it's my very special little gift this time.
How is Halloween different this year, you think? How are they? I mean, is there going to be this candy stuff that goes on? What's going to happen?
Oh, candy will definitely continue. I think it's going to keep us alive from now through the end of the month. But in terms of like trick-or-treating, obviously, it totally is state dependent and state regulated per the advice of, given governmentalities. But and obviously it's a decision within families too, whether your families are going to get out there and trick or treat. So I think there's a lot of different ways that you can enjoy time together, celebrate the holiday, so that kids don't feel like they're missing out on anything, and still wear costumes and maybe have virtual costume parties. There's lots of different ways that you can transform the traditions of Halloween to make it work within the context of what we have and what we're facing.
Yeah, I think we'll still make sure to have a good time. I know my son is still going to dress up, even though we're not going trick or treating. So we'll make it work. Hold that thought. We're going to be talking about Amazon and shopping. First, let's see which one of our friends is going to bring us into the headline. All right. The headline comes to us from CNBC. Amazon says third-party sellers made more than $3.5 billion from Prime Day. The story is by Annie Palmer, and I'm going to just summarize it, and then we're going to talk about it. Amazon said small and mid-sized businesses that sell on its marketplace made more than $3.5 billion, as I mentioned. That is a 60% increase from last year's sales. The company didn't disclose full Prime Day figures, but said third-party sellers grew more year over year than Amazon's retail business. Amazon said its smaller and cheaper voice-activated smart speaker, the Echo Dot, was the most popular product of the year. And then I do want to just do an update from a different story. We did see that Amazon Prime Day, the stats came out, they surged 45% to over $10 billion. Okay, Amy, to you, you're a shopping and lifestyle expert. Journalist, tell us what your take is.
It's so interesting that they didn't release their own sales numbers in terms of their own, how they generated and what the results were for that big day. Although truly, when I looked back at the information from last year in 2019, they also just listed the number of products that they sold and didn't necessarily disclose their sales. It's part of what this mind shift is right now, and how they're kind of diverting the news towards small and mid-sized business is a really interesting one, and to kind of promote and hype that growth on their site, when honestly, probably without a doubt, they broke year-on-end sales yet again with this Prime Day event.
What do you think about the fact that one of the things they do is they promote their own products, let's be honest. And so the biggest seller was this Echo Dot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't, they do a huge job of promoting their own within brand items. And if you visited Amazon Prime Day and went to their homepage, those were prominently displayed within the screen on the homepage. So, obviously they're here to promote their products, to turn a big profit, and without really disclosing to the full effect, the full amount of money that was made. But, and speaking to that product alone. It's very small. It works obviously in conjunction with Alexa. And so that in and of itself is also very telling about the consumer. Maybe you have less space. Maybe you are thinking on not on such a scale of big items, but small things that have big impact. So it didn't surprise me at all that that was one of their money hitters.
Yeah, and I think Sarah joining us from YouTube here in our live audience is thinking right along the same lines. Do you want to grab her comment?
Yeah, so she actually says that her shopping advice for the holidays would be to focus on consumables. You can find some really fun or delicious treats without adding to household clutter. Probably experiences for kids, though.
Yeah, I love that. What do you think about that? How would you translate that for people? What can they do? What specific things work?
You know, especially when it comes to kids, we're looking for things that they can open and not just play with in that one short period of time that they'll lose interest with within half an hour. You want kits, you want things they can manipulate, you want games that can be opened just beyond one time, because for the length of it and for the foreseeable future, we are all really enjoying time together. Is that the positive way to phrase it? So any things like craft kits and additional things that can be constructed and built, or additionally have educational value when so many parents are juggling digital learning from home. So STEM kits, science kits, anything that actually adds on to their education that they may be having in their virtual distance learning with school is definitely a plus. And I think all of those items will do very well this holiday season.
One of the challenges is that there's been a lot of shipping delays because of coronavirus and inventory, things like that. So should people, I mean, how do people balance getting the best deal, the best price with getting things in time?
You know, that's such a poignant question, because even with Halloween, it's very interesting. I feel like that with the holidays, everybody is super hyped up. We need this moment of positivity, whether it's Halloween, whether it's Thanksgiving and family time, even from a distance, or whether it's that Christmas time, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa time in December. We need this moment of positivity, and people are so excited that things are selling out quickly. So my number one point of advice, and my daughter even just last night, she said, could we please go to a Halloween store today to start mapping out this a very elaborate costume that she has in mind. And she is right on point to start as early as possible to make sure that you have the inventory and the items that you actually want, because things seem to be selling super quickly, whether in box stores or digitally.
Absolutely. And I also think it's interesting that there has been a lot more discussion about supporting small businesses because of the tough economic circumstances that so many of them are facing. As of this recording, there has not been a second stimulus. So a lot of them are really in dire straits. So it is something I think that is much more on people's minds maybe than in previous years. And we actually asked our money friends on Instagram during the pandemic, have you gone out of your way to support small businesses? What do you think they said, Amy?
I would love to say it's a high number. I think that we all know people who own small businesses. I'm going to say 60%.
Even more. I mean, you're correct that the majority, even more, 91% said that they have gone. Isn't that great? I love
Wow.
that.
That's a phenomenal stat. And that just fills my heart with joy, because we know businesses in our community that are suffering. I know many that have shuttered. I'm terribly worried about the restaurant industry as well, and knowing so many chefs. So it is time to put our money where it matters.
Absolutely. And of course, going to them directly is wonderful. But if that's not something available to you, I think the fact that Amazon is highlighting these small businesses, that is a way that you can be supporting small businesses as well. Now, I have to admit, Hershey's is not a small business, but you are working with them. And we do have a ton of chocolate to be giving away to somebody that shares their advice on shopping in the holidays. So we did ask people also on our Instagram, now that we are past Amazon Prime Days, what are your best holiday shopping tips for consumers? And we're going to be picking a winner between our live audience and that we're recording in front of and our Instagram friends. Let's read a few of them. Do you want to do some? Or you want me to do some?
Sure.
You can tell we record this live.
So Jay Axter says cash is king. And A. Locar said, after buying, keep following prices and ask for money back if it goes down in prices later. Oh, that's such a good tip. Make sure you
Yes.
save your receipts, whether you keep them on
Yes.
your digital devices or you like the printed hard copies and you save them in an envelope. Also, Cherney 3000 says, plan way ahead for the holidays. You can then shop for actual deals, not forced into a sale. Yes, we all
That's
know
a
about.
really good one, especially because truthfully, we are in this situation where because of inventory and shipping delays, if you want something, you may have to pay full price, but at least you have specifically what you want rather than waiting for those last minute deals. And it's not like you can so easily just run out to the stores.
Mm-hmm. And shipping also, per your note, is really something that we don't even usually think about, right? We usually don't even think about breathing. But when it comes to the massive amounts of things that are being ordered and all of this that is taxing our traditional shipping venues, I mean, it's something to definitely factor in to how long it's going to take to get to you. So, we're even talking about shippings and ballots, not to be political, but just, that seems to be potentially maybe an issue. And this is in addition to, they're saying directly Prime Day and all of the packages that are flooding the postal system, in addition to other shipping companies that need to get out. So definitely always think about the amount of time that it's going to take for something to get to you. And I'm sure that for people who live in far-flung locations, this is something they always keep in mind.
Right. And I wonder if there'll be more gift giving because people can't necessarily travel to see friends and family, that they'll send gifts instead. What do you think? I mean, what's your prediction for sales? Is it going to be a lot of giving? I mean, people are worried about the economy, but separately, they aren't spending so much, you say, on restaurants, on travel, and so on.
Mm-hmm. I was just going to say, for the very reason that for the holidays, there's usually this big movement for travel, of course. Some of the busiest travel days of the year happen around the holidays. That's going to be shut down. So I think a lot of that money is either being used towards home improvement, to making your environment in which you are stuck as beautiful and aesthetically wonderful as possible. And it will be pushed forward towards gift giving as well. To be honest, I already purchased my parents their holiday gift and was trying to take advantage of low prices and sales and free shipping. So that was one thing I've already checked off my list. And I usually tend to be a procrastinator shopper. I usually like to leave things toward the very end. But no, I'm getting started early, which is indicative maybe of these times.
I'm not necessarily a procrastinator, but I'm always waiting for the better deal. I'm one of those people that puts things in the cart. And then first of all, I do always try to think about it for 24 hours, just as a general, do you really want it kind of thing. But also, and I also am waiting to see if I get that coupon. Cause as we all know, sometimes if you put stuff in your shopping cart and you're signed in, you do get the coupon from the company a day or so later. But I also just have trouble because I always feel like I don't want to be that person that has it go on sale right after I bought it. Even though a lot of companies will, if you go to them, they will make good if you make the effort. I still have that. I don't know. It's not a FOMO word. It's the opposite of FOMO. Or maybe it's FOMO a deal. I don't know. Fear of missing out of a deal. I don't know, Amy. But I'm going to ask you to think about your takeaway. Think about who you want to be our winner of the Hershey's deal, while I tell everyone a little bit about NetSuite, because I think this is a really great, it's appropriate sponsor for this show, because we are talking so much about small businesses and being business owners. And the fact is that in this time, running a business is really hard. So it's important to do everything you can not to make it any harder on yourself than necessary. So you don't want to be slowed down by, spreadsheets and other things. You want to upgrade to NetSuite. So don't pay for multiple systems that don't give you the information you need. Now you can upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. It gives you visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Everything you need. The important thing here, all in one place, instantaneously. So, whatever the size of your business, whether you're doing $1 million or hundreds of millions in revenue, you can save time and money with NetSuite. Join over 21,000 companies using NetSuite right now. Here's how you do it. You go to where's the free? Okay, here's where you get the free product tour. You go to netsuite.com/MWF. I needed to get that correct. Sorry, guys. We're recording this very early. So here's what you do. One more time. You schedule your free product tour right now, netsuite.com/MWF. That is netsuite.com/MWF. And next time, don't record so early in the morning. All right. Before we do our takeaways, Amy, yeah, that's moms. We got up really early this morning to tape this before the kids got up. Amy, before we do our takeaways, you have brought, being the incredible guest that you are, a ton of chocolate to give away from Hershey's. Who is our winner with the best shopping advice for the holiday season from our live audience, from our Instagram audience? What are you thinking?
Well, I loved all the participants, and so many of the answers were amazing, but the one that's going to win all of the chocolate is Sarah Schubert.
Awesome, Sarah. And she talked about, this is great because Sarah talked about consumables, because the great thing is that, which of course chocolate is, that we don't create more stuff in our house because we've all been doing so much cleaning out. And so I love that. Sarah, congratulations. And thank you for getting up with us early to join us from YouTube. All right. We will be in touch with you, Sarah. DM us on Instagram and yay. And we'll make sure Amy sends you all that chocolate. Amy, takeaways. What do you think?
Yes, I'm a storyteller, so I'm always looking at how businesses are navigating their narratives. And now that we've entered this new era, first ever Corona holiday shopping season, looking at Amazon Prime Days and seeing their sales focus to report about small and medium businesses, I thought was really, really interesting. Always as a consumer, see where these narratives are coming from. And of course, support small businesses in any way that you can. I'm very glad that your audience is already keen on this.
So true. And I also love the fact that we're highlighting small businesses and spreading the love with our purchasing power. I mean, it's really, we say it a lot, but it's important to actually spend the money. I just read an article about bookstores and independent bookstores and how they're suffering. And that's so easy. They'll mail you the book just the same as Amazon. So do that kind of stuff. The irony here, this is my takeaway, is that while we're shopping online, as I mentioned, you can be going directly to small businesses and even with restaurants. I recently ordered, I think it was Indian food online with my family. And I took a moment, I stopped, and I didn't go to one of the services, Seamless or DoorDash and so on. I went directly to that restaurant. I found their URL, found their direct web page where they, by the way, have a coupon where you save money just by ordering from them directly. And I ordered from them directly, and it was the same menu, same food, same everything, except I knew that they got to keep about 30% more just by doing that. And of course, we want everyone to succeed. It's not that we don't want the DoorDashes and Seamless to also succeed, but these restaurants in particular and small businesses are suffering so much. The more of, especially if it's the same money you're already spending, please be conscious about it and be proactive. And it can make a huge difference between them making it through and existing versus not. So that's huge. Amy, you made it through your first show. Tell us where people can learn more about you and follow you and see these reels that you do, which are so cool.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice. Just my name, Amy E. Goodman. You can find me across all social channels. You can find me on Instagram. Tap those reels. It's been a lot of fun. It's been just a natural extension of all the things I've learned during this pandemic, pushed into these little reel movies. So.
Well, you're so creative. We're going to talk tomorrow a little bit about some of my favorite of your reels because I literally learned so many tips from them. You're so creative. They're so well put together. Your whole family gets in on it. I can't wait to see what you do for the holiday season. That's a whole other thing. But everyone, you can learn more also about Amy by going to moneywithfriendspodcast.com, where you can learn all about all of our thought leaders. You can participate in our Instagram polls and questions by following us at Money Friends Pod and maybe win things like chocolate. Maybe we should be doing more giveaways here. I don't know. Let us know what you think. DM us there too. That's also, by the way, at Money Friends Pod, our handle on Twitter. And if you want to be part of our live audience, and again, win free things, we're not above bribery here. The best place to do that is by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Money with Friends on YouTube. We're going to have you back tomorrow, Amy. What are we going to be talking about tomorrow?
Ooh, tomorrow we're going to be talking about celebrities and their side hustles, their new businesses, and specifically Kristen Bell and her new adventure.
Awesome. And you brought that story to us. So thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow, everyone. See you then.